What's up? I'm John Middlekauff, the host of the 3 and Out podcast, and you can find it below in the description. Also, you're watching this on the Volumes YouTube channel. I need you to subscribe right now. Share with your friends. Let's start with, Mr. Unlimited, Mr. Dangerwich. And don't get me wrong, I love a good chicken teriyaki hot on flatbread at Subway. Baked, Lay's, chips, barbecue, but I can also go with sour cream and onion as well as the chocolate chip cookies at Subway, our elite, not going to lie. But Russell Wilson, they fly to London. You've all probably seen this by now. First, he said a couple weeks ago that he had Wolverine blood, that he just heals faster. We all know where we stand on Russell Wilson, the cheesiness. Now, one thing I will defend him overall, because I believe, me personally, I know it works as being an optimistic person. So his optimistic side, it's never really bothered me. It's more the cheesiness. Now, I would imagine a lot of people listening to this have never been to a press conference, like an NFL press conference, when a coach or a quarterback talks, right? Typically just the big J journos, and then randomly guys like me end up there every once in a while. I've been to a lot of these. And a lot of times the comments that go viral aren't necessarily, it's not like they just impromptu start talking about it. A lot of times they're asked about it because a reporter, and typically the big J's, have a story that they want to write about, so they are trying to get an answer out of them. So I don't know. My guess is he was asked about what he did on the plane. And obviously we've all seen it from high knees. When I'm saying high knees, I think he's not running. He's stretching as he's walking down the hallway, pulling his knees high. The unlimited film watching and yoga that he's doing on the plane when literally everyone sleeps. And listen, I was thinking a lot about this. Like, when you first start a job, like I was thinking when I first got the job with the Eagles or first got the job in radio, when you start at ground zero, you have to separate from the pack. So you have to be early, stay late, go above and beyond, do stuff you're not even asked to do stuff that definitely your salary or whatever they're paying you does not equal. Part of the deal. It's the way you separate, right? No different than like an undrafted free agent at training camp. He is not held to the same standard as like George Kittle or Travis Kelce. If I want to make the team, I better go above and beyond to impress people. That's just basic knowledge, right? When you're trying to break in somewhere, whether you're an NFL player, whether you're in finance, whether you're in podcasting, whatever you're in, you have to go above and beyond, not for money. You have to impress the hierarchy of the company, of your bosses, of the people you're working for. Welcome to capitalism. Now, once you make it, once you become the head coach, once you become the CEO, once you become the vice president, once you become whatever, and being highly compensated, no one cares what time you leave or what time you go home, what time your alarm goes off, what time you do whatever. The expectation is just that, produce. So when I pay a CEO, the company better boom. When I pay a quarterback $45 million, you better dominate. That's the price of admission. Like, I would love to know Peyton Manning and Tom Brady's daily schedule. They don't go talking about it. Why? Because they understand, like, you don't get extra credit for studying long. Honestly, when you're the CEO, when you're the head coach, you only get shit for not working hard. Why did everyone crush Kyler Murray when he got $45 million? We go, wait, you're going to give $45 million to a guy that we don't even know likes football and doesn't put in the time? That's insane. The price of admission for big boy jobs in this country, whether it's a starting quarterback, whether it's a head coach, whether it's a CEO of a bank, whatever, is be a grinder. You don't get to work 3-hour days and play golf 4 days a week. That ain't the job. And if you do, I saw a funny tweet yesterday of Doc Rivers, basically that how he plays golf every day. The Sixers are getting their ass kicked and everyone's making fun like, is Doc Rivers really a grinder? And I'm a Doc Rivers guy, but it is not going well. So Russell Wilson, it's weird. Like, is he trying to brag? I don't know. I don't really care that much about the whole Russell, trying to figure him out. I just know he's a little cheesy for my taste. But when you start bragging about how hard you're working, think about this. That entire plane is full of the highest achievers at their profession. Like the coaching staff, everyone in the NFL, the majority of coaches are grinders. Think about the majority of players. Think about some of the guys on that team specifically. You think Jerry Jeudy made it in the NFL without being a grinder, playing for Saban? You think Patrick Surtain, who might be the best cornerback, is just like showing up, practice, going home, eating McDonald's, watching TV? Of course not. These guys are all grinding. Yet on the plane, because that's what most people do when they're flying to London, is they're snoozing. They're taking a nap. So him basically saying that I'm doing all this, the entire plane is knocked out. It's like, how can anyone on that team take him seriously? If every day Tom Brady bragged about how much harder he was working than everyone on the Bucs or everyone on the Patriots, people would kind of zone him out. Of course, more than likely, he is putting in more time than everyone on the team. Maybe not this year, but historically. Same thing with Peyton, same thing with Drew Brees. They don't talk about it. You notice head coaches, Belichick, Andy, Sean Payton, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, they don't brag about what time they get up. Guess what? Most of them are getting up between like 4:30 and 5. They're up while the masses are sound asleep. Because it's just part of it's part of the expectation. It's part of why they make $15 million. So one problem for Russell Wilson, regardless of just the cheesiness and the kind of the BS optimism when things aren't going well, when you start doing stuff like this, when you're not playing good, this to me is when people tune you out. Obviously, the internet is making fun of him. But to me, it's more about like, are his teammates going to turn on him? Like if I was a guard and I'm a starting guard in the NFL for the Denver Broncos and I'm a solid player and I do everything humanly possible to keep my spot, keep making my $3 or $4 million because it's an incredible job, and he just keeps talking like this, I'd be like, I can't take you that seriously. And it's one thing if you're really good at whatever you do and I don't take you seriously. If I'm a partner with you or I'm in business with you, I know that I just have to figure out a way to deal with you because you're in an indirect or a direct way going to make me money and make me more successful. Well, Russell Wilson right now has been a big reason they're not being successful. Imagine all those guys on defense. Every single week they're kicking the shit out of people. Last week they just lost a game. Now, granted, he didn't play. 16-9. Like all they're doing on a weekly basis is making plays. And they got this guy, like, I'm sorry. I've been out on Russell. I'm not a believer that he's going to have some storming comeback, but I think this type of stuff is, legitimately when he starts jumping the shark. Thanks for watching 3 and Out. You can check out the podcast below in the description, and make sure you subscribe right now to the Volumes YouTube channel.